Do you ever feel overwhelmed thinking about the tasks that you said you were going to get done like 6 months ago? Do you ever get overwhelmed thinking about the life that you really want to live, but you're not taking action on? Or the people that you know who don't serve you, that you know that you need to step away from? Could be family too, maybe even the job, and it's not happening and you're still stuck. Well, I have a system that I share with my clients, and I want to share this with you here. If you hear anything that's applicable, that you could use, that's valuable, please hit the like button, share this. It costs nothing for you. Subscribe too. The system is you want to know exactly what it is you're moving towards. What do you want? What's your desire? Identify that. And you might be thinking, I just don't know what I want. Perfect. It's all good. Do you at least know how you want to feel? Is there a better feeling, a better situation, a better environment that you want to move towards? And if you're saying yes, then you do know what you want. What I mean by this is you either want to identify the hardened objective, the actual reality, or you want to identify the feeling associated with having whatever reality that you want. And if you can't get clear about the actual image or lifestyle or the actual world you want to create, at least get clear on the feeling. Man, I want to feel more happy. I want to feel more free. I want to feel I'm in an environment where I could be fully self-expressed and be myself because I feel like I don't have a backbone. I feel like I hold back a lot and I don't really speak on things that are important to me. Or I feel like I'm stuck and I'm putting up with people I don't really care about. So I would love to be around more people who I care about. Or, last example, I want to create something that's going to last a lifetime, that's going to help other people out. And I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. I know how it feels. I just don't know how to get there. So if you get a clear idea of what it is you want, or at least the feeling of it, you're off to a good start. You don't need to know how. You just need to know what and why. The reason why I say is you don't need to know how is because you have your plan and you have God's plan. Your plan is this small, God's plan is this big. You only know certain things that could possibly happen to get you to where you want to go. God's plan is something that is beyond your imagination, beyond your comprehension, beyond your knowledge, where things can pop up out of nowhere and provide you a pathway, provide you breadcrumbs, provide you some sort of assistance that will help you get there way faster and in a way more harmonious way than your plan. What I mean is a lot of times what we want depends upon how we develop ourselves, our characteristics, our personality, certain things that we need to embody, certain parts of ourselves that need to grow and enhance. And if you don't grow these things, then how will you become the person who achieves these things? Right? So you have your plan and you have God's plan. And a lot of times what happens is you'll be taken down a path where you're forced to grow in certain ways where it looks like your reality is crashing around you. Friends leave. All of a sudden, you get fired at your job. Certain people exit your life. There's something that causes you to move. And all of this is part of the plan. You want to understand this part here because I see a lot of people get frantic and they get anxious and all of a sudden they pull everything back. No, 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 I don't want this. I don't want that. This is not how it's supposed to look. I wasn't supposed to leave my job, but because you're leaving your job, you're now having to look for a better job because you were forced out of a certain position or out of a certain relationship. Now you're more clear minded. Now you can be more intentional. Yeah, it's definitely 100% scary, but at least now you're clear from the thing that's draining you. What is required is belief in yourself, an image of what you want, and being faithful to this image, whatever the vision is, being faithful to this. And more importantly, it's building a reality around what you want. When you build a reality, you're creating self talk, you're creating imagery that reflects what people are saying to you, creating imagery that's reflective of what your reality, what your world will look like by having it now, whatever that desire is. And you want to role play in your mind. So I just suggested this to a client yesterday where we were talking about him transitioning into a new position. He doesn't know exactly what that position is, but he has a certain set of gifts and skill sets and knowledge that will take him far. And what he needs to do is he needs to create an idea of where he wants to go, But more importantly, he needs to create a reality that supports it, a whole universe that supports it. So I was giving him suggestions and I said, man, dude, when it came to me losing weight, getting back in shape, because right now I'm sitting at 17 pounds that I've lost since December 12th. And I decided to clean up everything in my life. And I decided to eat cleaner. I decided to stay away from certain things and stay closer to certain things and just redesign my lifestyle and habits to support this goal that I have for myself. I started creating supporting language that supports my reality that I wanted. And here's the example. I would imagine, and I still do it to this day, I would imagine people coming up to me and saying, bro, Rob, you look good, man. Did you lose weight? Dude, you look fire, man. Hey, Rob, man, dude, where did you get these new clothes? Or did you just go shopping all of a sudden? And I'm in my mind, I'm like, nah, man, I've had these clothes. I just haven't been able to wear them because I was too fat. And then we would laugh, right? I would create this imagery, this sort of dialogue. And in my mind, I was creating self-talk that was supporting it that sounded like this, like, damn, looking in the mirror. Damn, bro, you look good. Look at that. Another pound shedded off and you look good, man. You can actually see your muscles now. This is awesome. And then I would imagine myself walking to the pool, walking down the hallway of my building with my shirt off after leaving the sauna, which I've done, and feeling confident, not feeling insecure. But, I don't ever go into not feeling. I'm always creating associations with feeling confident, feeling secure, right? So if you ever catch yourself saying, man, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want it to look like this. I don't want, you immediately want to identify what you do want instead. So I have played this over and over again. And for the last couple of weeks, there have been at least 24 people that have complimented me, that have said the exact same thing I was saying to myself in my own mind. And you might be thinking in your mind, if you're unfamiliar with this work, it's like, well, I mean, that's bound to happen because you did lose weight. Yeah, of course, it's bound to happen. And because of my faithfulness, my commitment to this objective, to this goal, but also the continuing role playing of this language, of the supporting universe, it has inspired me to get into action, to be motivated in times where I didn't feel like going to the gym, didn't feel like running. I felt like eating at night when one of my rules is to not eat past a certain time. So essentially doing an intermittent fast and to show up to do certain activities that's going to help enhance my lifestyle, enhance my health, my well-being. So, you're familiar with this too. Whenever you say you're going to do something, all of a sudden, all the doubt comes in, the resistance comes up. I'm very well aware of that. So this is why I fortify my journey, my objective, my desire with the supporting self-talk while also imagining dialogue from other people outside of myself. So I often refer this to as creating 3 layers of confirmation. One of them is myself. I am this way. You look good, Rob. You're doing excellent. You look hot as fuck or you look great. The other layer is, damn, did you see that guy, Rob? You see how he looks? Man, Rob is an effective coach. He's doing great. Man, you should work with him. This is me overhearing other people say things. And then the last layer, people coming to me and actually saying things that confirm the goal manifested. So anyways, those 3 layers are important because you want to get clear about yourself, speaking to yourself, getting clear on other people coming to you and confirming whatever it is that you want in your life, but also overhearing people saying things. So I made the suggestion to my client and I could tell a light bulb went off because he's never done this before. Most people actually don't ever do this. And if you really want to quicken the journey and quicken the process to this, you're going to want to entertain what I just said here. You're making an impression upon your subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind does not know a lie from the truth. So whatever you keep repeating to yourself over and over and over again, like, yeah, bro, keep telling yourself that. I'm sure you've heard that in grade school back in the day. Yeah, bro, keep telling yourself that. I'm going to be the president. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I'm going to own my own company. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. I'm going to be a multimillionaire. Okay, keep telling yourself that. But there's actually magic in that. The more you tell yourself that, the more you imprint that idea upon your subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind will go to work on your behalf to make things known, meaning it brings opportunities, it brings breadcrumbs, it brings certain situations and certain people and the ideas and all types of stuff into your awareness where it almost glows. It almost is like, this is obvious that I need to go this way. Or it even causes people to come into your life to say certain things where they throw out suggestions, a random statement made by another person where you're like, dude, I was just thinking about that. Or that was the answer I was looking for. This actually happens more frequently than other things where people come into my reality or into my awareness and they'll say something. And in my mind, I'm like, damn, that was the answer I was looking for. That was exactly that. Next step that I'm needing to take. It's super crystal clear. And when you know, when there's a suggestion, when there's an idea, when there's a path laid out in front of you or the next best step, when you feel it. And so when you make these suggestions to yourself, your subconscious is picking up on this and it's causing your reality to shift, to match the imprint that you're making on it. So it's all about repetition. It's all about clarity. It's all about using your imagination and visualizing from the end, the experience of the end. And this is the last part I want to leave you here with, and probably the most important part. When you're visualizing the end result, you're tapping into a feeling of having it now. Like I said, this is the most important part here. When you can actually feel it, the sensations, the compliments coming at you, where you're like, damn, this feels real. Like, this feels good. Man, I love this. And then you actually start getting the feedback in your reality where you're like, this is what I just imagined. Oh my God, like my heart's racing thinking about this. I'm excited thinking about this. What you're doing now is you're now embodying the actual version of you and your reality. You're embodying it, meaning that you are bringing it into the actual physical realm. It's no longer just in your imagination. It's now showing up in your world. So you want to put yourself in the end result. What does it feel like? What does it feel having that job? What does it feel having that relationship? What does it feel experiencing traveling or living bi-coastal? That was one of my goals. I got it. One of my other goals was living in Miami. One of my goals was to be a successful and sought after coach. I am that. And one of my primary goals is to work with the youth. I do that. And it all began in my imagination. It all began as an idea. It all began as a desire. The more I frequented this desire, the more I visited this, the more I wore on the wardrobe that contained this desire, meaning I put on the suit, I put on the wardrobe, I wore the hat, and most importantly, I wore the feeling of having it now. The more I did that, the more things started popping up in my reality where I knew that was the next best step. Was I scared? Yes. Did I hesitate? A lot of times, yes. But I was committed to the journey. I was committed to the path. I knew what I wanted. And I continued to entertain that part of my imagination that I knew would support and imprint my subconscious mind so it would go into my reality and pull things up, bring things up over and over and over again. And I do this till this day. Me being in this beautiful studio and recording because of my commitment to doing this content consistently over the next 10 years, this opportunity came up. What you want wants you. You just have to be clear and you have to keep visiting it over and over and over again. If this was helpful, you know the drill. And let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you have done this or if you're going to do this, and I want feedback. How did this change your life? As you know, conscious creators are the future. There is no ceiling.